Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to, well, I guess Harry Potter month is over. We're in January. Happy New Year. But we're still tackling Harry Potter, so I'm going to say Harry Potter month and the channel. How about that? Today I have another Harry Potter review. Today we're tackling the cusp of the end. Sadly, it's been a great freaking ride. I love all these movies. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, or it says here on the binding here, Year 7, Part 1. Yeah, there's 8 films, but really, 7 is kind of built in these 2 parts. But yeah, this is again directed by David Yates. Screenplay by Steve Kloves. PG-13 and 146 minutes, so a little shorter than Half-Blood Prince. And Deathly Hallows Part 2 is a little shorter than this one. But I'm going to get this out of the way. There's one little scene I think is kind of a little cringy, but other than that, this is a perfect movie. This is probably, I haven't rewatched Part 2 yet, that'll be the next video of course, but so far, and again, I love all these movies, but so far, I do think that Part 1 is my favorite Harry Potter movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever, I think. It's so freaking good, man. It's slow, yes, but that is the point. It's not as slow as Half-Blood Prince, but there's a lot of elements where, they're not learning anymore. They're on the run. They're trying to find the Horcruxes. And, of course, the acting goes far and beyond. A lot of people said that, oh, there's a few scenes where there's added drama. Harry yells at Ron, and Ron yells at Hermione, and they're all kind of bickering, and, it's teen drama. But it really isn't, because the locket that they have to wear, one of the Horcruxes, is like cursed with Voldemort. It's like a cursed object. So it kind of makes the wearer get really aggressive. So I think that having that element in there and the fact that they kind of bicker because of that, really crazy, really great writing and acting across the board. I think that the story is really good. There's a little bit of comedic moments in there, but it's not overly funny like, 3 and 1 and 2 sometimes can be, but this is definitely the right balance. A lot of this movie, like I said, it's very slow. They're in the woods, they're in a tent, there's just certain scenes where it's just like a shot of Harry just looking around and a shot of Hermione putting up a protection charm, or a shot of Ron just kind of looking around pissed off, There's a lot of slow-moving shots, kind of like Logan would be, that one of the best movies from the before Disney bought Fox, Logan. Of course, that's R-rated, and this kind of has that same kind of feel. A lot of PG-13 movies don't really have these lingering shots, and they did that here. They did it really well. And again, like I said, the story really starts with Dolores Umbridge is back, and she has the locket, and they have to go undercover, so they kind of have 3 actors, playing them, and they just kind of like, ad-lib or, redub their voices into these random guys. It's cool, it's great, it's fun stuff. I think the Dementors are pretty friggin' terrifying when they go through, like, that gate, and you see their black hands and all that. That's pretty crazy. And again, this movie ends on a major freaking cliffhanger. Of course, if you read the books, you know what happens, but I didn't when I first saw this. So seeing Voldemort get the Elder Wand and just kind of shoot it up into the sky, that was crazy. Something I didn't really notice is that the actual ending of Fantastic Beasts is kind of revealed. Voldemort kills Grindelwald, and Dumbledore, of course, gets the Elder Wand before Voldemort gets it back in this movie. So we kind of know what happens in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Maybe they'll do something different, I don't know, but it is canon. It's all in the same universe, so I'm imagining it's going to be the same type of, I guess, era of speaking, I guess. But, so that's kind of cool. And again, like I said, there's just so much to love. The fact that this is slow, the fact that Bathilda Bagshot's in this, and they kind of mention her, and then she turns out to be Nagini, and all this stuff happens. It's crazy. The action scenes that are in this are really well done. There's one scene in particular where Nagini's fighting Harry in the... I guess like Bathilda's house or whatever, and it just kind of like strikes him, and he goes through a wall, and you see there's like a shot of the sky, and it's just like a lamp, and it goes, and it's like this intense music playing, and it's just the lamp going like this. That is one of the best shots, because it just, that shot alone sells the fact that there's danger, Normally when you're doing an action scene, or some kind of intense moment, there's not really any lingering shot. It's just kind of, oh, it's happening, But that shot was telling the audience, oh, Harry's effed, and, I think just the fact that they're in like this kind of like creepy, weird like children's bedroom, it was just weird, Half-Blood Prince had a type of thing where they kind of like they edited the movie to actually look different, like they added like a filter on it, and this doesn't have a filter to what I can understand. Of course, that filter met the Half-Blood Prince mood, and same with this movie. Everything happens. All these shots really sell the mood. I think the beginning is slow. To kind of, upsell this. There's a great action scene in the beginning where Death Eater just kills Hedwig. It's sad, and, it's a great moment because it shows that Hedwig cared for Harry, and when he dies, he just kind of, flies away. And Harry's not like, ah! He's not mad and screaming like when Sirius died. He's not, completely kind of shocked when Dumbledore died in Half-Blood Prince. His look is just kind of, really? Like, really? Like, what the fuck? That's his face. He's like, really? That's what he does. And it's just a great face, because it shows, a different emotion that we've never really seen from Harry. You know, it shows that he's kind of disgusted. He's not mad. I mean, he's mad and angry and sad and all that, but really his emotion right there in that scene was disgust. And then, of course, it goes to a crazy scene with the Harry kind of prematurely shooting at Voldemort in the sky, like his face is in the mist. And that's really intense, too. It's just like a... Like, when you know when you watch Ninjago and you have, like, Lloyd Garmadon prematurely seeing Garmadon, it's like, holy crap, it happens already, you know? It's like this, that element of, like, a premature battle happens. And it's just, that's a great scene as well. And again, this movie, like I said, ends with Dobby's death, very sad. I teared up. I didn't cry. But there's a lot of, you know, mainly, it works because it's so well done. But it doesn't work because the last time we see Dobby, I think, is in, like, Chamber of Secrets. So it's kind of like, Harry Potter, I'm back! And it's like, oh, I haven't seen you in 8 years or whatever, you know? That's the only thing. I wish Dobby showed up another time, maybe in 4 or 5, just to kind of show the audience, hey, he's here still, you know? Because if you don't follow it that crazy, you're like, who the heck's this elf dude, you know? But still, a great scene. I really like that, you know, this element of Bellatrix just stabbing him, you know? Like, out of all the magic spells in the entire world, you can't reverse death, you know, you can't heal a flesh wound that dangerous, you know, and that's such a dramatic and traumatic thing to happen to Harry. And of course, Ron, Hermione, Luna, and Griphook, and the other guy. But there's a, Ollivander. There's a lot of that in there, you know what I mean, where there's little time to mourn, there's all this magic, you know, but like, he heals Ron when he gets splinched and all that, but after the Ministry of Magic, which is a great scene, a lot of funny stuff in there, but, you know, it's funny, like, all this magic, you can't save Dobby, you know? So there's a lot of dramatic things, the tale of the three brothers with the Deathly Hallows symbol and all that, which is on every girl, basically. It was a tattoo on one of my college professors, so, you know, whatever. Hopefully I'll find a girl. That's what I'm looking for. I need a girl with Deathly Hallows tattoo. That's my thing. Anything else doesn't matter. But no, like I said, it's just a crazy element, that story of the three brothers, how you get this sort of, you know, maybe Dumbledore's death, maybe Dumbledore's dad had the cloak, you know, because Harry gets the cloak, he gets the Elder Wand, and he gets the stone at one point. So it's kind of really interesting to see how this all unfolds. You know, it's not just a little story, and it looks great. The animation CGI is fantastic. I love the transition, but it's not... You know, it's not just some, like, oh, here's a throwaway story, you know, for exposition. The exposition means something to the story, you know what I mean? It actually means a whole lot when you really think about it. So J.K. Rowling knew what she was doing. And again, David Yates is a great director, you know, great music across the board. Who did the music? Was John Williams? No, music was by Alexander Desplat, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people think John Williams did the entire score for all these movies. He did not. He didn't even do, I think, half of them. But again, great music, great acting, great everything. My only issue is the CGI, by the way. Just going to mention this really quick. CGI side note, great. I think it's flawless at this point. The drama, like I said, everything works. But you get to, there's one scene where Ron has to destroy the locket, right? And it's a great scene, because I never really liked Ron as a character that much, you know? Ron's, you know, he's funny in the beginning, and he's loyal, but he's kind of a jerk, you know what I mean? Like, he really does love Hermione, and Hermione really does love him, but they have a weird way of telling each other that. And, you know, when he sees, like, in Half-Blood Prince, he sees Hermione crying, and he's like, what's wrong? Is that time in a month? And she just gets all mad, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, dude. Like, don't be an asshole, you know what I mean? Like, she likes you. Comfort her, she's crying. You know, it's like this beautiful girl, and he's just like, ah, you're an idiot, you know? So Ron's kind of immature in that sense, but I think one of the best things in this film is that we actually get to see Ron kind of conquer his fear. You know, he not only, he doesn't just destroy a Horcrux, but he conquers his fear of spiders, and he conquers his fear of not being quite good enough because of Harry Potter, you know. He kind of does feel sometimes like a sidekick to the Chosen One, you know. And he doesn't feel like he's worthy of Hermione, and he really does conquer all those fears in that one scene, and it's freaking awesome. But the one thing I don't like is there's a shot right before Harry and Hermione, I guess, do it, in a cloud? Whatever. It's like a shot of the, like, Harry and Hermione, like, belittling him, like, you're a jerk, you'll never be good enough compared to him. And there's one line that always makes me kind of chuckle, and it's not cringy, it's just weird, I don't know. But it's something, I think Harry goes like, your mom confesses that she would rather have me as a son. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, dude, that's dark, you know what I mean? Like, it's just funny, you know, like, it's out of, like, you know, Hermione's over there, like, you'll never measure up to the Chosen One, and then Harry's like, your mom would rather have me as a kid. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's out of nowhere, it's kind of random, it's kind of funny. It's not a negative, but it's just, I don't know, personally, I think that's kind of weird. Maybe they should have had something else there, like, Harry's all like, your mom wants me. It's kind of like, okay, that's kind of weird. But anyway, On the side note, this is, according to Lisa whatever of Entertainment Weekly, the most cinematically rewarding chapter yet, and I gotta agree, you know. There are other funny movies, there are other Harry Potter movies with more action, but this movie handles everything to an extreme. This is probably my favorite one. And just the fact that there's so much negativity going on, and there's only one scene of Harry and Hermione kind of dancing and having fun in the tent, and then right after they're done dancing, it goes back to that somber mood. It's sad, kind of like the Joker movie. You know, every time Arthur Fleck is happy, it's in his own memory. And every time he escapes his memories back to being sad, this is the same type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, Harry and Hermione are like, oh, you know what? We're going to dance. We're going to have fun. And then afterwards, they're like, man, that sucks, you know? My other favorite moment, probably my favorite moment in any of the movies so far, is where the Snatchers, I think, are chasing Harry, Ron, Hermione through the woods, and there's no music. There's no, you know, dun, 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 you know, there's no crazy action music. It's just them running through the woods, a lot of quick shots, a lot of quick cuts. It's very chaotic, kind of hard to tell what's going on, and that sells it. You know, the fact that David Yates knows how to do action scenes. A lot of people don't say he doesn't, but he does. You know, there's times where you need action music to build up the scene, and there's times where you don't need that, and it's just complete quiet, and that's what sells the intensity and the emotion in that scene. So again, I think Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 gets an A+. I really think it's a perfect film in like almost every regard. Again, the whole Harry, I'd rather have you as my son crap, that's not really a negative because it works. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of, you know, it's random, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to count that because it's not really a negative. It's just kind of me personally. It's not something that I think is objectively bad with this film. So anyway, again, tell me in the comments what you think about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. I only have one more. I had a great time reviewing all these. Again, sorry if this was a little late and all this stuff, but life happens, and, you know, that's life. And, yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 2 will be next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.